We got a ton of dang TRX4Ms.
It is time for some upgrades.
Welcome back to 3x7 Outdoor. If you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell so you do not miss another upload. We had a comment saying someone wanted us to install the tinted windows on the TRX4M Defender because apparently it was a lot harder to do it than just putting in the regular ones. So we're gonna put this in and see if it's a little bit harder. If it is, we're gonna give you some tips on how to do it.
And we've also got a bunch of heat sinks that need to get put in.
And 2 steering horns for Bronco and the Defender. Let's get wrenching. If you don't know, Traxxas sells, it's called 9725X. This is tinted window glass for the TRX4M Defender.
Pretty sure there's part numbers for the Bronco to put tinted glass in that as well. Did you know that if you didn't want to do that, you could just buy some window tint spray and you can spray it on the inside. Interesting benefit to that is that when you buy this whole thing is tinted. You won't have to tint your front windshield if you didn't want to tint it. Customize it the way you like.
I don't have all the screws in here, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have all the screws in, it'd be like 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm gonna do it on this body because it's a little bit more stock, a little bit easier to get in because I have a bunch of wires in this one. No need to guess what size screw. Tried and true every time. It's a 1.5.
So while you do that, should I start throwing some heat sinks in?
Sure.
So we have just an assortment of colors. Here's a red one, 97, 93. Okay, I only have 6 of them, so not everybody's getting a heat sink today. Okay, I got them lined up.
All right, so here's the comment. It's from Martin. Hi, I've been watching all your TRX4M vids on YouTube. Really helpful. I'd love you to do a vid of fitting the tinted windows to the Defender, as there's no videos of it being done. But everyone says they're much harder to fit than they should be. I do want them as soon as I can get my Defender. Thanks and hope you'll do that. So we're doing that today.
Boom, done. Arm. That one was a little more stubborn. And boom. That's all we're gonna do to these trucks today, these 6 anyway. So let's clear these 6 off and keep going.
So the issue with this is that instead of using screws, sometimes Traxxas uses these little like melted plastic bits. It goes through and then they melt it so that it gets a little wider at the top and so that it won't pull out. I need to take this black part off and it's being held in by that plastic. I need to either cut that or melt it out, and then I can't really reuse it. You kind of have to hope that there's enough plastic, and if there isn't, then shoot, you're done. You need to go get another one of these because you don't have enough plastic to fix it. A bit of a design flaw on Traxxas's part. I've never really liked this whole deal. So what I'm gonna do is take this and then heat this up and just barely poke through. There we go. So that came out. Those are the little posts and they have to melt. So maybe we still have enough. We'll see. So far, I've had to take out these screws, these screws, these screws right here. And then I'm going to have to take out these back here. Like the comment said, it is proving to be much harder than it actually is. I don't know why it's this difficult. It should not be this difficult to take out some glass. I've had to take out a ton of screws. I had to take out all this, all that. But finally, we've got it out. Right here, here it is. Tinted versus the untinted.
I mean, it looks nice.
But I would like to spray this with smoky paint that we have right here before we put this one in and then compare it just to see if it's different or something like that. So let's start shaking this up. All right, it's all shaken up. It's ready to go. We also taped the front window so that we can have it stay clear. Now I'm just gonna take my paint and just, we'll let it dry. See what happens. All right, so now I'm going to reinstall this one. So firstly, I'm gonna start by prying this up and inserting this plastic. I also needed to take off the spare tire in order to get to this screw that's right here because it was holding it on. Boom, it clicked in, really nice. So there's these red tabs right here, and also on the other side that allow you to click it in. I should be able to grab my roof. What I'm seeing here is that, like we expected, the plastic is nowhere to be found. Those are not there anymore because obviously we melted it down and we lost all that. So that's also that kind of dumb design flaw. I'm gonna put in all these screws right here, 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 and I'll be back once we're done. All right, I have it installed, and that's what she looks like with the smoked windows. Looks really good on the red, I'd say. Lifted on bigger tires, so that's a plus. Really nice. It wasn't very difficult to get in. It's just kind of putting the screws in. Getting it out was a completely different story though. Kind of difficult. Maybe it was just because it was the first time. Not totally sure about that, but it was a little bit difficult to get. Martin, your comment was correct. It is harder than it should be to install new windows onto your...
It looks really sweet.
It does.
And here's the tinted one that we did with the spray can, and this is a clear one.
There is a difference. You can see it.
Quite a difference.
Obviously, those are very scratched up, but there is a difference. This right here compared to that right there, definite difference.
Personally, I like that better, having the option of having a clear front windshield for a more realistic look. So you can, I'm sure they have different grades of spray tint. So you could go darker if you wanted to on the sides, but that's just what we had around here.
We used Tamiya color right here. PS 31. It's called Smoke.
So let's get these steel servo horns put into place, and we want to show you a neat little trick.
There are two screws to get off the servo horn. There's one right here, and then there's one back there, okay? It may seem like, oh, you got to take off the entire axle just to get to it. But no, that is not the case. If you just, because Traxxas has such stretchy plastic, they have some of the best plastics in the game when it comes to RC. You can get your head in there, get your bit in there, and then boom, straight up and down, and I can take out the screw.
Nice.
That one is stainless steel,
Okay.
of course, because stainless steel is way better than whatever comes with the TRX4M.
That black steel.
Very easy job. Unless you want to be careful and take out the entire axle. Prior out of there. We're not gonna use anymore.
Here's the shiny, or not so shiny metal one.
It's kind of shiny. Would you say that's shiny, guys? I'd say that's
Kind of matte shiny.
It's satin. It's quite a satin new part.
Nice. Satin servo horn.
So now what you want to do is take your car and put a battery in. As you know, with Traxxas cars, the steering centers right away when you give it power. And now that the steering is centered, all we have to do is center the steering horn on there. Make sure it's completely straight on there.
While he's getting that straightened out, I'm going to throw some Loctite on this stainless screw. Oh, that's plenty.
And now we have steering. It's a little bit off, so what I'm going to do, just adjust my steering trim, and we're centered. We got some good steering.
It's harder than it looks.
Plug her in. It's good to make sure that you are at 0 right there so that everything is factory. That looks perfectly straight, I'd say. Look at that.
Now we need 1.5.
No steering yet. Oh. Look at that. Showing off all the lights. Oh, they're perfectly in sync too. See them hazards. That's sick.
Well, we had a TRX4 mini day, didn't we?
I would say so. Steel servo horns in here and in there. We showed you how to install the tinted window onto the Defender. Some say that it's difficult, and some say that there's no videos of it on YouTube, so now there is.
We also showed you how to spray tint.
And we showed you putting a ton of heat sinks on a ton of different cars. If you liked that video, share it with someone who might also like it so that we can spread it to more people and so that YouTube says, oh, let's recommend this video to more people. It really helps out if you just like the video. So leave a comment for the algorithm. Part numbers we used today, windows right here, 9725X. The servo horns that we put in are 9740. Heat sinks that we used are 9793. We also did use some of the stainless steel hardware kit, which is 9746X. I guess we'll see you in the next video. 3x7 Outdoors signing out.
Bye for now.